Rachel, I heard a Trump surrogate on cable earlier this week say, quote, "I think there's a lot of America that is done with the soaring rhetoric that we've had over the last 8 years." Your assessment of what we just heard from the new president?
You know, it's interesting. I have heard that same sentiment that you just described from the very top reaches of the outgoing administration, that oratory is powerful and can be a form of leadership, but it's not the work of governing, and that counting on inspiration doesn't get you where you need to be. This was a workmanlike speech. It was short and he went through it quickly, and it was militant and it was dark. The crime, the gangs, the drugs, this American carnage, disrepair, decay. You can't imagine the outgoing president giving a speech like that. This president also repeating, the new president also repeating that our guiding principle will be America first, America first. We know how he has used that as a campaign slogan. That does also have very dark echoes in American history. There was an America First committee that formed in this country, hundreds of thousands of people in this country, some of the richest businessmen in the country who were part of it. They were formed to keep us out of World War II. They were infiltrated by the Nazis. Many of them were anti-Semitic, part of why they weren't alarmed by Hitler's rise in Germany. The America First Committee is something that means a specific thing in this country. To repurpose it now, not that far down the historical path, it's hard. It's hard to hear.
Chris Matthews, you among us are the former speechwriter.
Yeah, I thought it was the work of a speechwriter, Brian. I thought it wasn't a work of the candidate, the president now. I think it was a very, as you say, workmanlike. And because it was really, somebody went through and studied everything he said in the campaign and consolidated it into a coherent argument for American economic nationalism. I thought the strength was in the rusted factories to talk about what really did drive the success of his campaign in Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Ohio. The sense of too many places like Indiana City and places like Michigan City, which are just all factories rusted. I thought that was a great image. It was economic nationalism. Not much. Interesting, very little about immigration, except in the context of jobs. None of that ethnic stuff we got about rapists and all that stuff about Mexican Americans and others from Latin America. That was gone. I thought that was interesting. Of course, nothing about human rights, nothing about gender rights, none of the things you'd hear from a Democrat. But I thought it was a strong statement to the people who voted for him. I was looking at all the people in the cat hats out there, the Make America Great hats out there. They wanted to hear this. He said, "I'm going to be the guy I said I was going to be."